Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I'm so glad you're here tonight or today or this morning or the middle of the night. Leave a comment and let me know, what time are you watching? What day are you watching? Is it Thursday night? Maybe you're watching later on YouTube on Friday, or the replay here on Facebook as you're trying to go to sleep or when you wake up. So leave a comment. I would love to know, where are you watching from? What time is it when you're watching, if you're not watching live? Today for me, it is Thursday, December 9th. I had to take a peek. I don't know why, because I'm in the middle of a 12 Days of Christmas video series in which I am sharing sneak peeks of the upcoming mini catalog. Have you been following that series? It's so fun. I'm opening the gifts from the 12 Days of Christmas gift box, and while I'm unveiling the gift, I'm sharing how you can use it with brand new products from the upcoming minis. If you haven't seen that video series, make sure to check it out. I actually do have a little sneak peek to share with you today. I'm using one of my favorite new punches from the mini catalog. This is called the bow punch, the bow punch. I would love for you also to let me know how you say this word. I can't show you in the catalog, so I've got to write it down on a piece of paper. This punch is called this. Would you say bow as in like gift bow, or bow as in like, I don't know how else to say bow with that. Like, they're both spelled the same way, right? Gift bow, or bow as in like, I bow to you. I don't know. Leave me a comment, because I feel like I'm always saying it wrong. Anyway, I'm going to use this and this. Do you guys know what this is? This is Eden's Garden. We have this really fun pre-release set. So Eden's Garden and the coordinating dies are actually in the mini catalog that's coming out January through June. Demonstrators can pre-order right now, and customers can order Eden's Garden right now. So Eden's Garden is this beautiful new stamp set with coordinating dies. The designer paper and cotton paper and garden gems are only available while supplies last during the promotion period. I was flipping this over like it had a date on the back. It does not. Eden's Garden, like the bundle will continue to be available in the mini catalog, with the paper, the cotton paper, and the gems will all expire while supplies last until January 3rd. Okay, I'm seeing some of your comments. Bow is in bow to the queen. And Joe agrees as well. And Sharon says, as in I bow to you. Okay. So bow. I got it. I don't know why I want to say bow. Oh, there is just some words like that, right? That I think people say different ways. So bow punch. We are going to use that on a project today. Okay, so we're using Eden's Garden, and the projects I'm going to share with you today are coming from, to do a little privacy panel, are coming from the, if you have ever ordered from me, you know what this envelope is. This is the November 2021 bonus project kit. So if you ordered $40 or more from me in my online store in November, then you're going to get this. We just worked on putting these together. Today, a shout out to Margot and Shar for helping me get all these kits put together. So I'm sending them tomorrow. So watch for your mailbox in the next week or so. This is what these bonus project kits look like. Whenever you order $40 or more, you're going to get a different bonus project kit. Each one includes 3 photos. I should have had another little privacy panel there. Okay. 3 project kits that are ready and designed for you, and then a gift. So the gift for November is the Eden's Garden designer paper. So you get 4x6 pieces. Let me show you this beautiful paper. It is a specialty paper with gold foil. Wow, 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 wow. It's so pretty, isn't it? We've got lots of green colors here, soft succulent and evening evergreen. And then on the flip side, we've got beautiful white and Succulent and Evergreen again, in some different patterns. But this paper is so gorgeous, and even though it's not intended for Christmas, we are going to make one Christmas project with it tonight. Also included in the gift is a half a package of the garden gems. So these are only available through this month and a couple days into January. So if you love the look of this, then make sure that you order it right away so you don't miss out on the Ever Eden designer paper and the garden gems, because even though the stamp set will continue to be available, these will not, and you'll be sad to miss it. So tonight I'm going to share with you the projects that are included in the kit. I'm going to make them. And so if you get your kit, you can follow along when you get your projects. Or if you don't, then maybe you'll be inspired and you'll want to get Eden's Garden. So let's jump right in. Let's start with this one. So I've got 2 cards and a gift card holder. And all of the projects are going to require that you trim up your designer paper that I've given you. You're going to have lots left over to use for other projects, but you are going to break into this. And so we're going to get out our paper trimmer. And for this first project, we need a piece that is, and I've put it right on there, 2 inches by 4 inches. So you can check that, and then you'll also be able to refer back to this video. All right, so 2 by 4, here are my pieces. I'm going to, I feel like I want to try a different paper than what I used before and see which one you like better. So now I just have to decide. I kind of like that one. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Well, we'll see. Okay. I'm so indecisive. This is going to be 2 inches by 4 inches. So since this is 4 inches wide, I can cut it 2 inches, and I've got more to use for the rest of it. And then I'm going to take my punch, my very favorite punch, which is the Taylor Tag Punch. And I'm going to punch a banner tip on one end. So I'm going to put it partway in and punch out so we get that nice little banner tip. And then we're going to put our card together. So we got Sahara Sand here for the card base, and then a piece of Evening Evergreen. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'll put the measurements in the video description for you in case you'd like to make these cards at home. I use some regular Stampin' Seal adhesive, and I'm going to just center that right in the center of this card. Then the next piece is Soft Succulent, and this one I have embossed with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. That's from the annual catalog, and I love it. Just a little texture on there. So this one is, I don't remember. It is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then we have our white, but before that we're going to put down this panel. And I can't decide actually if I want to do the white side or if I want to do the patterned side. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. We're going to call this light and the other side dark. So leave a comment, light or dark, and let me know. You have so many patterns here to choose from with your Ever Eden paper, so you may choose a different pattern altogether. So we're going to go light and dark. You tell me what you think. Meanwhile, I'm going to do a little stamping on our white piece, which is 2 inches by 3 1/2 inches. And I'm taking my scrap paper from my box down below. And I'm going to stamp this image from the Ever Eden. I want to pull in the Sahara Sand. And this is something when I'm designing a card and using multiple colors, I try to use each color more than once. So I'm going to stamp this image in Sahara Sand. And then I'm going to do a happy birthday, oops, off camera, a happy birthday in the Evening Evergreen. So let's grab those. I'm going to first stamp that flower image, kind of just like a little pattern peeking out there. And maybe when I'm done with the stamping, you might change your mind on the banner and decide that you want to go one way or the other. So I will show both again with the stamped image. And like I said, maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you won't, but maybe you will. I'm seeing a lot of you say dark. And honestly, like I said, there's no wrong answer here. So let's take a look. Let's move that out of the way. Let's take a look now and see. Okay, here's the dark. I'm seeing a lot of dark. So that's what the dark looks like. I really love how it brings in that Sahara Sand color. Ellen says light. You might be the only one, Ellen. Let's take a look and see what light looks like. Okay, so that's the dark one. And let's switch it over and see what we think of the light one. I really could go either way. Oh, so many of you are still saying dark. Let me bring in, I'm going to show you. Here is another version that I did, and this one I used the Sunny Sentiments from the annual catalog. I really liked the size and it fit the space very well. In this one, I choose a different pattern, but I did choose, I can talk, the light pattern. So because I have the light pattern here, let's go with the dark pattern over here, and then we can have a better contrast. We also have two different sentiments, so I realize that makes a difference too. In this one, the font is a little bit bolder, so it's darker. I feel like a little darker green. We're going to add this with the dark side up underneath the white, and then we're going to add the white layer with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Yeah, Lynn says masculine light, feminine dark. I totally get that. Although this is not flowers, it's just greenery and gold, but it does have more of a feminine look, I think, with that gold foil, doesn't it? This card layout is one of my favorite. I haven't used it in a little while, and I kind of came back to it. I saw another sample recently where I had used it, and I was like, oh, I gotta do that again. So I'll have those measurements in the video description in case you want to duplicate this layout at home. But there's the finished card. So you really could go any way. You could choose different designer paper and really have, you know, a different look to it. So when you make your kit at home, you can choose dark or light, whichever suits your fancy, or you can change it up altogether. I'm so glad you like this card. I do too. Oh, thank you so much, Kay. All right, let's move on to the next project. Are you ready? This next project, we're going to do another card, and we'll save our gift card holder for the end. So let's get this one out. By the way, I've switched my packaging now, and so the envelopes can be used with your card. So that is so perfect. So you have a card, and now you can send it out instead of having a plastic bag that doesn't do any good. You have a matching envelope, and you can send it out. I actually have a few belated birthday cards I need to send to my team members in November. I'm so sorry, ladies. I don't even know what happened, but I'm getting your cards sent out. I have not forgotten. So maybe I'll make a few more of this layout to send to them because I am a little bit late. All right, here's the second card. Do you recognize here? We have that new bow punch. Did I say it right? This has two different images, and if you're a demonstrator and can pre-order this, right now the stamp set I think is on back order or not orderable or has been, but you can still order the punch separately, and I couldn't wait, so I really wanted to get this without the coordinating stamp set. So I have punched a piece, so you'll in your November project kits you'll have a chance to see those firsthand. The punch punches both of these, and obviously I did it separately from Evening Evergreen and Gold Foil. And this is going to be a little like flip flap card, double flap card, whatever you want to call it. So the card base is soft succulent, and it is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then scored at 5 1/2 or 2 3/4, depending on which way you go. So essentially it's a card front with half of the card front cut off. And then this piece is going to be the part that flips like this. And so this Evening Evergreen piece is 3 inches by 8 1/2. scored at 4 1/4. So we have like a little mini card, and that is going to glue down on the card base and then like flip over like this. So it has kind of these layers. So we have some white to go on the inside, and this is 2 3/4 inches by 4. And then we need to cut some designer paper to go on the front and a piece of designer paper to go over here on the side. So let's get our paper back out and kind of decide what we want to use. Again, there's no wrong way. I have some different papers on my samples, so I'm going to maybe pick a little something different so you can see what you like. Ooh, I kind of like that. Is it the one we just used? Oh, look at that. Again, there's no wrong way, so you feel free to use whatever is tickling your fancy. Now, the punch that's going to go on the center here is soft succulent, so you may want to choose one that that is more neutral, that will stick out with a soft succulent, or maybe not. I don't know. Oh gosh, I could sit here all night and hem and haw over which patterns to use. I get like that sometimes where I just can't make up my mind. I think I'm gonna go with these patterns. And so we're gonna cut them separately. So the one to go on the green is going to be the same size as this white piece. Okay, so this is 2 3/4 inches by 4. And again, we have 4 inches across here. So I'm just going to cut 2 3/4. Okay, this is for the green card. And then this one that's going to go on the card base is a little bit smaller. This one is 2 1/2 inches by 4 inches. So again, we already have the 4 inches here. So we're going to cut that in 2 1/2. And if you're getting this card in the mail, I do have those measurements listed down there so you know how to cut your designer paper. All right, let's glue down and then we'll do some stamping. I guess we'll have to stop. We'll glue down part of it and then we'll do some stamping. So actually, I think I'm going to do some stamping on my designer paper. I know that's crazy, right? I tried this image earlier on my sample, and it just wasn't showing up because this is sort of one of those distinctive images that has like different gradations of color in the image. And so I found it just wasn't showing up on the designer paper really well. So I'm going to bring in a different image, this one here, and hopefully I'll get some better results. I think I'm going to use a darker color for that. So for the inside, we're going to bring in soft succulent. Now, soft succulent and evening evergreen, if you are newer to stamping, soft succulent and evening evergreen are in colors. So we have colors that come for 2 years, and then we have core colors. So the in colors are the ones that are around just for a couple years and then go away. And the core colors are the colors that like stay in our core color collection. So evening evergreen and soft succulent, which are the two greens that are in this paper, are part of the 2021 to 2023 in color collection. And so that means that they just started and they will go through the spring of 2023. So we still have a good deal of time left with these colors. And every year there's 5 new in colors. And so they sort of cycle out. So they come in, and then as they're coming in, other colors are going out, and it's just sort of this continuing cycle. So for the inside, we have Dear Friend, How Are You? I love that sentiment because I feel like it just is the perfect thing to check in with a friend. I'm going to add on the diagonal some greenery with this. I'm using the evening evergreen, which is a little bit darker because I want it to stand out on that designer paper. And then I'm bringing in that little punch. This was included in the kit. This is the Everyday Label Punch, one of my favorites because it's just a really great versatile shape. And I'm going to stamp Sending Hugs for the front. That one's a little, it's kind of off center, so I'm going to turn it over and try just one more time. That's what I love about our cardstock. We always say there's 2 sides to every every piece. I like that one a little bit better, so I'm going to go with that. And this is going to kind of center here. So we'll have a little bit of the stamped image, and then we're going to bring in as well the punched images. So that's going to kind of peek out, and I don't know, do you think we need a little more stamping there on the front? I feel like we need another punch, don't we? But I only included one. I only included one in the kit. So maybe we'll just add a little more stamping on this side to make that feel a little bit bigger on that side. I think that fills it out a little bit more. And we're going to add the punched images with glue dots. Let's go ahead and glue first this part onto our card. Now this card opens up backwards. The fold is on the right side. And so you want to take note of that so that when you're adding your pieces, that you're not adding them upside down. So the fold here is on the left, and you'll see when we get the card together what that looks like. This is going to go on the inside, kind of backwards, I realize. Where did our card base go? Here it is. Okay, so now we're going to add this here. So this opens and then that opens like that. So that's why we've got that kind of funky fold. So because we've got all these layers that are moving and opening, I'm going to use some tear and tape on the bottom layer just to make sure that this inside card doesn't peel off, especially if you live in an area that's humid. You might have problems with your adhesive. With the card open, I'm going to center this card in the opening, and this allows me to better gauge the spacing on the side so that I get it nice and centered. Then I can open it up, fold this and fold it, and it will be perfectly center, or it better centered. If you try to do it centered with the flap closed, it can just be sort of cumbersome. Also, it can be hard sometimes to gauge with the pattern paper behind it where where the center exactly is. So little tip there, open up and center your card on the inside. We're using Stampin' Dimensionals to attach the label, and we're going to use some glue dots to attach those punched images. I think I said this last time that I made a card like this, but I would love to know, who would you send a sending hugs card to right now? Do you have a friend or a family member who maybe needs some happy mail to brighten their spirits this month? Leave a comment and let me know if you know somebody who would like a card like this. I'm actually going to go ahead and put that on with the dimensionals in the center, and then I'm going to add, I decided to put this on top, I think, instead of tucking it underneath. So I've got 2 glue dot points, but I think I need one more under the tip. Oh yeah, Jo says her friend who just lost her father, I think she definitely needs some paper hugs. Here is the other piece in gold. I like the way this is coming together, but I do think we need to add some bling. So let's get out those garden gems. Lynn says she sends hugs to everyone. I love that. It's so true. Everybody would love this card. Okay, these were coming off. I got to stick them back on here. So let's take a look at these garden gems. A normal package includes twice as many. This is just a half a package. There are these diamond shapes, these, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not quite raindrops, but they're sort of ovally diamonds. And then we have 2 sizes of the darker green circles. So I'm thinking, well, on my other version, I have one here and one there, but then I covered this up. So let me show you the other version here. I used different paper. So, and I didn't do any stamping. So you can decide when you're making your card if you like the stamping or if you don't like the stamping. Do you want to choose different paper? That's totally up to you. Oh, Kay has a friend going through radiation. She would definitely love this card, Kay. I think I find these to be really tricky. I'm having a hard time with these, like I just don't know what to do with them. I'm going to put that back. I'm also struggling with how to put 3 on here. So I think I'm just going to do 1. Whether you do 1, whether you do 2, whether you do 3, 5, 7, you'll have a whole half sheet of garden gems when you're creating these projects at home. So you can do however you would like for your card. That was card number 2. We do have an envelope, so let's go ahead while we've got our ink out. Let's stamp a coordinating envelope. There we go. Card number 2 with Eden's Garden. I have a whole box of Eden's Garden cards to share with you. So remind me, oh, that's a stray hair. Remind me if I forget that we have these cards to share. Oh, this next project is my very favorite. I love this. So this is a little gift card holder. And like I said, Eden's Garden designer paper was not necessarily intended to be for Christmas, but these green colors and the rich gold, I think really lends itself well. So I'm going to use this pattern today for this last project, which is a gift card holder. And if you don't want to use this for Christmas, you don't have to. You could use this gift card holder for anything. But I did include a little punch out of the Evergreen border punch. This is from the annual catalog. And I think we used it last time when we created a bunch of projects with the coordinating bundle. So I've got one punch out of the center and with gold cardstock or gold foil, and you will have to do like a little trimming here and just sort of round out those ends. And let's get kind of a corner, so I'm just going to do just a little hand cutting, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like these trees have sort of already a shape that is rough a little bit. So this is just going to be a really beautiful focal point on our punch out, and we're going to add it across there. It's not pretty. And then for this one, I loved the sentiment in the Eden's Garden set. It says, let's celebrate everything. And it's the perfect size for our tag, but it also represents that there are so many things to celebrate during the winter season. So whether you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or someone's birthday, let's just celebrate everything. And this gift card holder is going to be perfect to send to anybody with a little gift inside. I'm just moving that up a little bit. So here's the first one. I went down in the center, but I moved that up so that I'd have a little more room underneath the trees here at the bottom. Our designer paper is going to be 3 inches by 6 inches for this project. So I'm just going to get out my paper trimmer. This is 4 inches by 6 inches. So I need to cut 1 inch off, and you can save that for another project, or you can add that to your flap. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to add that little bit of designer paper to the flap of my gift card holder. So I just cut off that 1 inch at 2.5 inches. Actually, maybe I should have gone a little more. I thought this was 2.5 inches, but it looks like it's just a hair bigger. I'm going to trim it so that it is 2.5 inches. And that doesn't look very straight. I'm just going to trim that little side too. Okay, so where were we? We have the meat. Our designer paper is 3 inches by 6 inches. The base of our gift card holder is 4 inches by 6 inches. Oh, looks like I have 2 pieces here. 4 inches by 6 inches, scored at 2 3/4 and 5.5. And I'll put the measurements for this one in the video description as well, so you can check that out and make this at home. So 4 by 6, and then score it 2 3/4 and 5.5 inches. And so then you have a little flap here, and this is where the tear and tape is going to go. This is the sleeve of our gift card holder. Okay, so we're going to take that tear and tape off, and we're going to fold it so that the tear and tape is on the inside, creating a sleeve like this. Okay, so that folded in, so there's no seam on the outside. It goes right to the edge. Okay, now if you have the black Stampin' Dimensionals, they would work really well here with the dark paper. I don't have them, and so I'm going to use a single Stampin' Dimensional in the middle. I'm just using the white. So here's what I mean. If you had black, then it would not be so obvious. It would blend in a little more. But we're just going to put one Stampin' Dimensional on one end as a stopper. And then this piece, which is 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches, scored at 1 inch. And then I use the tag topper punch at the top. Now, I have to point out this tag topper punch, because this is wider than 2 inches, it doesn't fit. So you just have to put it like on top and go all the way in and give it a punch. Okay, so it's not going to fit in the track, but you can still give it a punch and then just trim to the sides there. Okay, so 1 inch from the bottom to fold up to create a little pocket, and then this will slide in and it stops where that Stampin' Dimensional is. Okay, so it doesn't go all the way down, it stops, which is perfect. We have our little designer paper here. I'm going to just add that to this little flap just as like a little extra decoration inside. And if you have more words, I'm feeling like this is going to be for Christmas, then I don't really, in the Eden's Garden set, I don't really have any inside, words that I want to write, but I am going to stamp some images. I'm going to use that one of the little fern images and stamp that. But you could just also write in this inside space your message. So you could write, a Merry Christmas or whatever you're giving the gift card for. Okay, so that's for the inside. And then I've got a little loop of the Evening Evergreen open weave ribbon. And I always mess this up. Let's see if I can get it. We're going to do 2. Okay, let's do the loop from the back to the front. Okay, and then you're going to open up the loop and bring those 2 ribbons. Nope, I did it backwards. Oh, I always do that. Okay, so the loop from the front to the back, and then open it up and take the 2 ends and pull it through to create more of a flat, like it's kind of a knot, but not really. Not really. Okay, so this is going inside like that. You can trim the ends of your ribbon to make a little points there, or you can keep them flat. It's up to you. I think I might do that flat actually. Okay, and then this designer paper is going to wrap around the middle and glue down onto itself. So this is just some extra decoration. Isn't that really elegant and pretty? Oh my goodness. Lynn, I just saw your comment. I love how you make yourself laugh. Hey, if you can't make yourself laugh, then I don't know, you're in trouble. I try to have a good time when I'm stamping, especially. Okay, a little line of that liquid glue to stick the trees down. And I was looking at the one I did earlier. I think I actually used Stampin' Dimensionals under the trees and then Stampin' Dimensionals again here. It doesn't matter, whichever your preference is at home. And then some Stampin' Dimensionals to add the tag to the gift card holder. This project is my favorite of the 3. I just love this gold and evergreen combination. It's so elegant. Okay, so here's the finished project. You pull that up and you have room for the gift card inside. And then you can write your message inside too. So here's my other sample. It's pretty much identical, but I have a gift card to show you how that fits. So it just fits in there perfectly. And then when they move it, you can have your message be underneath and say whatever you want. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday. I feel like this could be used for so many different occasions to celebrate. And if you want to bling up your gift card holder, you certainly could add some gems. Again, I don't know what to do with these. If you want to add some gems, you could, I don't like that either. I'm just going to leave the trees, but you have a whole half sheet of gems, the garden gems, and you can do whatever you want with them at home. All right. So those were our 3 Eden's Garden projects. And again, these are the projects for the November 2021 project kit. So if you ordered from me last month in November, you'll be getting your kit. It's going in the mail tomorrow. You'll be getting your kit. So you can make all of these projects too. And if you didn't get my bonus project kit, you can still make these projects at home using the Eden's Garden Suite. And again, this is available. The designer paper and the cotton paper and the garden gems are while supplies last. And the Eden's Garden Bundle is available right now, but it's going to carry over as well into the January through June mini catalog. I did a little swap with some of my demonstrator friends to create projects with Eden's Garden. So next I'm going to show you those projects to inspire you a little bit more with the Eden's Garden. Tonight I chose not to show you projects. I'm just going to do a quick side note. Oh, I have such a mess on my desk. Here. I chose not to create projects with the last chance items from the current mini catalog because so many of these items are selling out really fast. And I thought by the time I show you something, then it will be sold out. Like I showed the Stitch Snowflakes on Sunday and they sold out before the video even aired, I think, or shortly after. So if you haven't already shopped the last chance list, you definitely need to check these things out. There's some really amazing deals and discounts, and this is not the updated one. I will put the link in the video description. I've been updating this file and marking things that are sold out, and there's a lot of red because a lot of things have sold out. So make sure you check out that list and get all your favorites before they're gone because they're selling fast. Now, here's some samples with the Eden's Garden. I do have a lot. So the Eden's Garden Suite. So here's one that I shared during Sunday stamping with Susan and Julie. And if you haven't seen this video, you definitely should check it out. This little wreath is really, really easy to create. I used 2 different leaf sets, or two different leaf images. This one and this one. And I started with this one and I stamped in the center on 4 sides. And then I used the smaller one and stamped in the corners. And it just was like magic and created a wreath. I love the way this card turned out. So simple and beautiful. And then sending hugs on the inside. Here's another card that I created and I tried to use those gems. This is a double Z fold card. Another really fun card layout. If you haven't seen this one, it will be posted on my blog tomorrow. And so be sure to check it out for the measurements. And I might have an old video where I can show you how I made it, but it's pretty simple once you have the measurements. This die cut label is part of the bundle, the Eden's Garden Bundle. And then I just used some of those images in the designer paper. Here's another one. I did show this in another Thursday stamping video. I used the cotton paper, which is sort of like tissue paper, like colored tissue paper in the Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And I just did some pleated paper. Let me take it out of the plastic so you can see without the reflection. There's that pleated paper, and just created kind of a border with that. Here's a card from Ruth Bingle using gold foil and some of the detailed die cuts from this bundle. This card is by Carol Nordquist, and she used the greenery. Let me take that out so you can see. She used the greenery die, which is like a full sheet die that does stitched like a stitched image, and I thought that was really pretty to go along with this bundle. Here's a card from Leanne Greff. This one is by Natalie Travis. This card by Tracy Jacobs. Celine Kempton made this card. This one is by Rena Decal. Dina Ricow. What did I say? Rena Decal? I think I mixed up her name. Dina Ricow. Oh my goodness. This one from Barb Mulligan. This next one is from Kathy Miller. This one by Susan Campfield. I love how she stamped and added the die cuts, both from the paper, the gold foil, and the cardstock. So pretty. This one is by Deb Snyder, and she used the paper trimmer or the Simply scoring tool to score lines. And I just love that added detail. Really simple and elegant. And then, oh yeah, this is the one she took and did pleated paper. Can you see that pleated cotton paper back there? That's such a beautiful detail. This one is by Kim Peck. This one by Donald Shefsky. This one is by Monica Davis. Angie Leach. Oh, this one opens up. This one, Angie used a piece of designer paper that was 4 inches by 12 inches and then scored to create a gatefold designer paper card. Oh, this is so beautiful. This one is by Bethany Throckmorton. What a fun fold. It folds flat and fits in a regular envelope, but it opens up to have sort of this pop-up like diorama kind of thing. I haven't made a card like this in a while, so it's on my list to share with you soon. Last card, this one is by Amber Hatfield, and she shared this one for the Great Big Card Swap. I love all those folds. So much fun. And then these detailed die cuts. Oh my goodness. So many beautiful things that you can do with the Eden's Garden Suite. I hope that I've inspired you tonight. Don't go though, because I have some more cards to share with you. Well, usually I start the video with a mail call, but this time I'm going to end the video with a mail call. I got this sweet gift from Eva White, who stopped by. I opened it up, so I didn't rewrap it, but Eva saw this at the store and bought it for me because she said it reminded her of this designer paper, the Whimsy and Wonder. This is a little pot holder and a dish towel, and isn't it just the cutest? Oh my goodness. I love these colors here. Sort of like a Rococo Rose Blushing Bride. It's almost a wild wasabi, but we've got like this pool party, Coastal Cabana mint macaron thing going on. I just love it so much. She also gave me this cute little triangle gift box, which it had chocolate in it, but I ate it. And then this beautiful card. Oh my gosh. This is that detailed baubles die, which is retiring from the mini catalog. And I can't remember if the stamp set is low inventory or if it's sold out, but these dies are really beautiful on their own. So you don't necessarily need the stamp set to go with it. They have these beautiful detailed dies. I shared last night in a video for the last chance like deep dive. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. There's a couple more samples there with the detailed bauble dies. Isn't this such a beautiful gift? And then the chocolate kisses too. Eva, thank you so much for thinking of me and for sharing this beautiful gift. You totally made my day with it. I have some cards. Here they are. They got buried under a little pile. So let me move this aside. I got some cards in the mail from some of you, and so I wanted to share them as well. A little bit of mail call. Oh my gosh, any Blue's Clues fans out there? My kids never really were into Blue's Clues, but my nephew was really big, and so I always want to sing the mail song. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to yell, whale, mail. Oh, this one is from Nancy Clark using the Peaceful Deer bundle and then the Peaceful Christmas designer paper that was in the last celebration. Love the snowflake embossing folder and the gold ribbon. So festive and beautiful. Nancy, thank you so much for this beautiful card. Here's one from Linda Bowen, who sent me this card as a little thank you, and it uses that Ever Eden designer paper with a gold leafing. How beautiful is that technique? Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to try that. Layered die cut here with the gold. So fun. And I love this, like, we've made this bookbinding before, but usually on the short end, so it's kind of fun to have it on the long end. Makes for a little bit different of a card. This one is by Karen Nevin. Oh my gosh, I love this frosty paper. This was in the clearance rack recently, but sold out, so if you've missed it, I'm sorry. Love the purple posy and the purple colors in here, the Highland Heather. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, Karen. Look at this one. This is from Maiso Sama, and she sent a book of stamps for the Great Big Card Swap. Maiso, thank you so much. They are fun winter stamps, and I cannot wait to use them. I just sent out recently the last round of Christmas cards from the Great Big Card Swap, and the next Great Big Card Swap showcase is coming up on Tuesday. The theme is winter for the entire month of December, so if you haven't already, make sure to send in your winter cards so I can showcase them during the Great Big Card Swap showcase. The video showcases this month are on Tuesday, December 14th and Tuesday, December 28th. So those are coming up soon. Maiso, thank you so much for this great card and for those book of stamps. You're just so awesome. I love the little puffy paint here at the top of the stockings. The next card is from Deirdre Riley. Deirdre, thank you so much for this card. I love these shapes in the Christmas colors. Evening Evergreen and Real Red, or maybe Ruby Red. It looks like it could be an older red. I think it's so lighthearted and fun to have the shapes mixed in with the Christmas tree. And then I can't tell. It looks like the vellum here is embossed, but I can't tell what embossing folder that is. A fun texture back there. Thank you so much. Oh, and stamped on the inside too. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Look at this card. This is from Lynn Sorrell, who sent me this beautiful detailed die cut Santa with the tree. So many layers here. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. This is not Stampin' Up. It is another company. I love the detail here with the glitter on the snow as well. Lynn, thank you for this beautiful handmade Christmas card. I adore it. Are you sending handmade cards this Christmas? Leave a comment and let me know if you're sending cards. You probably have sent them already. I'm doing photo cards for our family and friends because I just don't have time to make all the cards that I need to. That is it for me tonight, you guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on YouTube at 1:00 p.m. Central Time for my 12 Days of Christmas, Day 10. We're almost done with this video series, and I'll be sharing, I'm just dropping things all over. I'll be sharing another sneak peek from the upcoming January through June 2022 mini catalog. So if you've been enjoying those sneak peeks, let me know in the comments. Be sure to like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.